Dr. Ajeta, you may start with the introduction.
Okay, thank you, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, yes, you are audible as well as visible.
Okay. Good afternoon, one and all. So today we are here for the second lecture of day 4 of 21 days national training program on advances in veterinary research for sustainable development of livestock sector. So there is a slight change in the schedule. Instead of Dr. Jeju P. Alex, we are having today with us Dr. A. Kannan, whose lecture earlier was scheduled to be held on 11th September at 11 a.m. So we are grateful to have with us Dr. A. Kannan. I welcome you, sir. And before we proceed, let me introduce our expert speaker to our participants. Dr. A. Kannan is working as a principal scientist animal nutrition at ICAR-Directorate of Poultry Research, Hyderabad, Telangana. He has more than 18 years of research experience in animal nutrition. He has graduated from Madras Veterinary College, Tanuvas, Chennai in 1996 and did his master's in animal nutrition from HAU Hisar in 1999 and then PhD from ICAR IVRI Nagar in 2003. He joined National Dairy Development Board in 2003 and served till March 2011. At NDDB, Dr. Kannan contributed towards reducing methane emission through ration balancing program, mineral mapping, and area-specific mineral mixture production, alternate feed resources, developing database on nutritive values of various feed resources, and installation or expansion of cattle feed and mineral mixture in plants, etc. Sir has joined ICAR Indian Veterinary Research Institute Regional Station Palampur in 2011 and served here till June 2017. His research area included utilization of tree leaves, tea byproducts, and locally available feed resources for feeding livestock. He has also extensively worked on plant secondary metabolites as potential modulators of rumen fermentation. He then moved to ICAR-DPR in 2017 and his current research interest includes production of designer eggs through dietary approaches, nanominerals, and alternate feed resources for poultry. He has guided 4 MVSC students and he has published more than 40 research articles in various national and international research journals. In addition, he has also authored or edited 3 books, 2 technical bulletins, 4 training manuals, 23 book chapters, 15 pamphlets or extension folders, and 25 popular or technical articles. He received 2 Best Oral Presentation Awards and 6 Best Poster Presentation Awards in various national and international conferences. So today he will deliver a lecture on the topic Nutritional Strategies for Production of Designer Nutrient Enriched Eggs, which is also his current field of research area. So we are really honored to have you with us, sir, and we may start with the presentation now, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, Dr. Ravattra sir, for giving me this opportunity to present my research findings and the importance of designer eggs. So, earlier I worked at IVRI Palampur, so I am very pleased to give presentation to the training program organized by IVRI Palampur. Thank you, sir. So now I will start my presentation. So I am sharing my presentation, whether it is audible, whether it is visible, please tell me. Whether it is visible, sir?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Yes, got it.
Yeah. Can I go ahead?
Yes, sir, you can proceed now, sir.
So actually, participants are not visible to me, so I am speaking. So if there is any difficulty in audio or video, anything, you please tell me. Please inform me. Please, you can interrupt in between also. No problem. So actually, topic for this lecture is nutritional strategies for production of nutrient enriched designer eggs. So everyone knows what are the basic nutrients. So water, protein, energy, vitamin, minerals, these are all the basic nutrients. What is functional food if you see? So that a functional food, it should provide something extra than basic nutrients. Extra more than either water, whatever functionalities are there for water, protein, energy, vitamin, minerals, it should provide extra benefit, especially health benefits beyond basic nutrition. Then functional food should be as a part of diet. It should be consumed on regular basis. It may be a whole food, it may be a fortified food, or it may be enriched food or enhanced food. It may be this kind of different varieties. This diagram you can see actually, if you take apple, it contains a lot of flavonoids. So it is improves antioxidant capability of one, if you consume regularly, it improves antioxidant capability. Likewise, broccoli or any other this one, soybeans and all, if you take it improves antioxidant ability of a person. Likewise, lot of herbs like garlic and other herbs, if you take regularly, it improves antioxidant capacity and prevents cancer and other, it provides some kind of health benefits. Some actually nutrients, they may improve actually heart health, some other may improve lung health, other likewise, different type of health benefits they may provide. India, if you see, generally Indian diets, this photograph you see, in South India, generally rice is taken regularly. There will be some dal or sambar or something. Then there will be some sabji. So rice, it is basically energy source. Then protein source is there. Then some amount of vitamin minerals are there. But actually, generally, most of the poor household or urban slum areas, if you see, it contains very, very less pulses, fruits and vegetables. So overall, they are deficient in micronutrients such as iron, zinc, copper, then folic acid, vitamin A, D, B12. Likewise, these fat soluble vitamins are also deficient. So most of the children in India, they are deficient in vitamin A. Then iron deficiency anemia is very common. Then vitamin D deficiency is common. Iodine deficiency is also common. Then overall, vitamin B complex deficiencies are there. So it leads to a lot of stunting. There is very actually low body weight. There is increased disease incidence. Then stunted growth. So due to that, they are vulnerable to various disease problems. So after this Africa, sub-Saharan Africa, India malnutrition rate is very high. So this map you can see. India and sub-Saharan Africa, most of Africa you can take. Indian subcontinent, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh or Burma, Afghanistan, then all most of the African countries, there is very, very high incidence of that malnutrition deficiency like vitamin A, iron and zinc. Especially for children below 5 years, this deficiency is very high. So why you want egg as designer egg? Why you want to change egg? So why you selected egg for this purpose? So everyone may ask. So egg is very cheap. It is easy to store. It can be distributed to everybody. Then it is acceptable in most of the culture. No religion is banning or except strict vegetarians. Other cultures, they consume egg. So consumption of egg is not an issue. Then it is not toxic, no side effect. It is a best food and it contains balanced nutrients. If you actually suggest for solving this micronutrient deficiency, if you give tablets, the complaints rate is most of the people know they will not take tablets. Then there are side effects like there may be nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, and especially if you take iron containing tablets continuously, there will be actually some kind of vomiting, some side effect will be there. There will be then actually continuously taking this any mineral or any deficient fat soluble vitamin continuously also, it may lead to a lot of toxicity issues. Then most of the cases, if you see, they are marginal deficiency. So if you supply eggs, slightly higher content of that particular nutrient, it may solve the problem. So it is continuously you can take. It is your best option compared to other compared to drugs or tablets. So what are all the why egg is considered as functional food, or why egg can be developed as functional food if you see. So eggs can be modified as functional food by retaining its functional and nutritional qualities, but you can change significantly change or alter the nutrient composition for improving human health. Likewise, now you can reduce cholesterol content, you can reduce the saturated fatty acid content, so you can increase monounsaturated fatty acid or polyunsaturated fatty acid. Then you can increase carotenoid content, you can increase some vitamins, you can increase some minerals, trace minerals. So that enriched eggs, it can be called as functional eggs, functional foods, designer eggs, etc. Traditionally, eggs are not regarded as functional food because high content of blood cholesterol, more than 200 milligram cholesterol is available in present in eggs. So last 20-30 years, egg is not at all considered as a good food or anything. So most of the medical doctors, they were discouraging taking eggs. But last 2-3 years, there is a tremendous change in approach towards eggs. So egg is nowadays considered as one of the best balanced food. Then also it improves, it gives lot of health benefits. So designer eggs research, if you see, actually 30s itself, you can modify fatty acid composition of egg. It was actually Kuriksak and his team, they have already modified that fatty acid composition of eggs. But a real research on improving egg composition or producing designer eggs started in the late 80s by Sim and Associates. They have produced some designer eggs which contain omega-3 enriched omega-3 fatty, contain more amount of omega-3 fatty acid and a lot of antioxidants. Then 90s actually Naber and his group, they enriched that eggs with various type of vitamins. First initially fat soluble vitamin, then they started working on B complex vitamin also. In 97, then enriched with one L-sheet and co-workers, they enriched the egg with DHA because the earlier initially they were enriching with only ALA, alpha linolenic acid. Then this person, he started enriching with DHA. Now last 20 years, lot of people have worked on enriching DHA content of egg. Now DHA enriched eggs are available throughout the market. Then 2003 and 4, Leeson and Kastan and Tang and Associates, they started working on enriching with carotenoids to improve yolk color and to improve the actually this egg is an important source of carotenoids in human diet. So if you eat eggs continuously, there is less chance of eye problem, eye health improves. So this study by these workers, they improved carotenoid content in the eggs. Then they studied in humans also. It improved the eye health of participants. Then what are the, I cannot cover entire this one because it is a vast area. So I am concentrating on one particular, these 4 or 5 types of eggs which are available in, readily available in the market. These designer eggs, these are all developed because of market demand only, because of superior health quality associated with the eggs. So what are the eggs available in market if you see, that is omega-3 fatty acid enriched eggs, vitamin enriched eggs, mineral enriched eggs, pigment enriched eggs, that is antioxidant enriched eggs, then different kind of immunoglobulins enriched eggs, then some kind of herbal eggs. Herbal eggs are yield defined actually. So different companies, they are producing different kind of herbal eggs. So how you can produce designer eggs? If you see, there are basically 3 methods. First one is either genetic or hormonal approach. So by genetic or hormonal approach, you can induce metabolic changes in the hen that result in synthesis of particular compound, it will ultimately transfer to X. So this is the one method. Another one is by supplementing, injecting hormone or supplementing with hormone, you can change the characteristic of membrane transport, which from where that particular compound will move to the X. Third one is modifying egg quality by supplementing through diet. Actually, that particular compound you can supplement in diet, that will be transferred to egg. This is the most acceptable approach, because the other two approaches, genetic approach, it is not at all accepted by most of the people. Likewise, hormone is more or less banned for use in poultry. So the genetic and hormonal modification, what are the problems? First of all, safety. No one knows about the transgenetic produce eggs, what it will create, whether it will change DNA or anything. So like this, there are a lot of misconception or a lot of safety issues are there. So no one is accepting genetically modified eggs, especially in animal products. Though with this one plant products it is acceptable, but in animal products it is not at all accepted anywhere in the world. Then regulatory issues, actually most of the countries, they don't have proper regulations for producing these kind of eggs. Then social media and consumer awareness, they are against producing any egg through by injecting hormone or by using hormone. So the only approach which is acceptable to the all people, it is this nutritional approach. So first, for nutrient through dietary changes, how you can modify egg. So for that, there are some important issues which we have to consider before developing that particular designer eggs or modified eggs. First of all, we have to see efficiency of nutrient transfer from feed to egg. So if you transfer from feed to egg is very low, less than 5% or less than 2%, then there is no fun in feeding that particular feed to laying, and it may be very, very costly. So it may not produce economically, it may not be economical, or it may not be viable to produce that particular egg. Then that particular source of nutrient which we are trying to feed to that poultry, it should be available in that area, either through commercial this one, otherwise it should be locally available. Then it should be of consistent quality. So actually each batch egg produced should have consistent quality, otherwise there will be consumer may not accept that particular product. Then it should not be toxic also. Then a lot of herbal preparations and that, there are a lot of heavy metal content in that product. So heavy metal, it may lead to a lot of toxicity problems. So the supplement which is used, it should not be toxic to that bird also, it should not be toxic to that human being also, who ultimately consume that egg. That actually that particular nutrient which we are enhancing, either vitamin A, D or carotenoid, it should have a significant quantity in comparison with the recommended daily allowance. If at least it should cross more than 10% of recommended daily allowance, then only it can be labeled as per European Commission or Japanese regulation. If you see, it should contain minimum 10% of RDA, then only it is considered as a designer or modified or functional food. Then this particular nutrient you are adding, it should not interact with other nutrients. Especially minerals and all. If you add one particular mineral, it may interfere with other minerals, especially in inorganic minerals and all. So it may lead to deficiency in that particular nutrient, leading to deficiency to that bird. It may lead to a lot of complication and reduction in egg production. So ultimately, whatever nutrient you are using, it should not interfere with other nutrients. So the optimum egg production should continue. Then only it will be economical, it will be viable, we can use. Then stability during cooking. If you see actually some kind of which are omega-3 fatty acid or this kind of acid, fatty acids, when you cook, there may be possibility of actually it may not be stable, it may change to some other compound, or it may lead to some kind of smell or odor. especially fishy smell and all, it may come. So it may create problem, then the consumer may not accept that one. So he may not be interested, especially children. So it should be, the appearance should be good, it should be tasty, then it should not deteriorate very quickly. Yeah, if normally if it is can be stored for more than 15 days, then this egg also should be stored for more than 15 days. That kind of stability should be there. Then only we can market it. Otherwise, marketing is a big issue. So nutrient composition of whole egg, if you see, so water is more than 74%, protein 12%, fat around 12%, carbohydrate very, very less. So egg is considered best food for, especially for diabetics, and for nowadays it is promoted for this cardiac health also, because of it contains choline, which is important for moving fat. Then egg yolk, if you see, so egg yolk contains more water nearly 50%, protein 16%, then fat around 35%. It also contains very low carbohydrate, less than 0.3%. Albumin is actually, egg white is full of protein. So water is nearly 88 to 89%, protein 10%. So carbohydrate is 0.8%. Then fat is very low. So then if you see fatty acid composition, then monounsaturated fatty acid is more than 47%, saturated fatty acid 33%, and the polyunsaturated fatty acid it is 18%. So these are all the benefits. It is claimed by different researchers. It improves brain health. It is good for energy production because it contains. It is a good source of vitamins and minerals. Then it is important for healthy immune system because it contains vitamin A, B12, selenium, and other important micronutrients. Then it is important for eyesight. Then for people who wants to reduce body weight, so it contains very high quality protein, so very low carbohydrate content. So it can be used for reducing body weight. Then it produces actually lot of skin benefits also because of high content of vitamins and minerals. Then it improves immune system also. It also provides some benefits. So first we can see first initially market. So most of the people they produce this low cholesterol eggs or meat. Reducing cholesterol content in eggs is very, very difficult. But some researchers, one large egg if you see, it contains around 200 milligram of cholesterol. In meat, it is around 60 milligram. There are reports by supplementing different kind of trace minerals like chromium, copper, then some vitamins like nicotinic acid, then some different kind of herbal. You can reduce cholesterol content by 10 to 25%. But that consistency in response is very poor actually. So some people they are able to produce low cholesterol eggs, but if you compare this to nutrient supplementation, but by supplementing with statins or any drugs, you can reduce cholesterol content by 30 to 50%. That actually reduction due to supplementation of statin or drugs are very regular, very somewhat your consistent response is there. But for this kind of herbal supplementation like garlic, tulsi, spirulina, everything, but response is not consistent. But so most of the researchers they observed 10 to 25% reduction in cholesterol content. Though overall nowadays dietary cholesterol is not at all considered as a important factor in increasing serum cholesterol level, still there is a market for low cholesterol eggs. So by producing this kind of eggs, but you can most of the people they won't use this kind of drugs for producing this cholesterol, reducing cholesterol content. By enriching with this kind of either herbs or some minerals or vitamins, so they are able to reduce produce low cholesterol eggs. It is available in most of the markets throughout India. The next one is omega-3 fatty acid enrichment. This is very common. Any store, if you go, there is this kind of omega-3 fatty acid enriched eggs are available throughout India. All the states it is available. All the supermarkets it is available. This omega-3 fatty acid enrichment history, if you see, last one, it has been suggested by some research workers that last 150 years there is lot of changes in dairy or poultry production system. So it leads to commercial production system where large scale egg or meat, these poultry birds are here and produced. So this leads to a lot of changes which ultimately resulted in change in composition of either meat or egg composition. So that initial where organic initially where village or low level production system that omega-3 fatty acid content were higher, which changed to omega-6 fatty acid due to this kind of modern or factory type production system. This is a claim by most of the researchers. Still, it is an important research area. There are a lot of conflicting reports also available. So there is last 20 years, there is actually lot of emphasis on producing this omega-3 fatty acid enriched eggs. So omega-3 fatty acid, where what are the important sources if you see, this fish and the oilseed, these are the omega-3 fatty acid sources for human being. Then if you feed these sources to poultry, you can produce this kind of omega-3 fatty acid enriched eggs. Recently, microalgae or weeds also used the source for producing omega-3 fatty acid enriched eggs. So earlier itself, it is known that egg yolk content, fat content in egg yolk cannot be altered, but fatty acid can be altered. So most of the companies throughout India, they are producing this kind of eggs and marketing in different markets. So type of omega-3 fatty acid, if you see, there are three types. One is ALA, alpha linolenic acid, EPA, eicosapentaenoic acid, then DHA, docosahexaenoic acid. The simplest is ALA, alpha linolenic acid. But earlier it was thought very useful. Nowadays its importance has gone down. It is the simplest form. It is available in a flaxseed, linseed. When you feed the linseed, so you will get this. It is very easy to enrich ALA content in egg. No, but enriching EPA and DHA is very difficult. Nowadays, DHA enriched eggs are available throughout India. Mainly, they are enriching with either fish oil or marine algae. So this can produce more benefits, especially DHA and EPA compared to ALA. These are the benefits claimed by different researchers because omega-3 fatty acid is enriched. If you take regularly omega-3 fatty acid, it fights depression and anxiety, improves eye health, then improves sleep, improves bone and joint health. So they are claiming everything, prevents cancer, brain health, it promotes brain health, etc. So how you can produce this egg? In standard egg, omega-3 fatty acid contents vary from 50 to 100 milligram. By supplementing in diet with linseed oil, you can increase alpha linolenic acid content more than 10 times. Hello? Whether I am audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
Current power is gone. So this is actually by feeding fish oil, marine algae, or some other weeds, you can increase the DHA content or the EPA content of egg. So marine sources are more effective. You can increase by 10 times from 50 to 500 milligram. You can increase that omega-3 fatty acid content. But one major problem with this, with sensory quality is affected. Always that omega-3 enriched eggs qualities poorer or lower than that standard egg. So keeping quality is slightly lower. But nowadays, by supplementing with vitamin E or by synthetic antioxidants, they are able to actually improve the keeping quality of this omega-3 enriched eggs. So in this actually omega-3 enrichment, sometimes there may be reduction in saturated fatty acid or cholesterol, but always it is not the case. So most of the times it may not reduce cholesterol content, it may remain same. But this one omega-3 fatty acid, especially DHA content, increase drastically by feeding this kind of fish oil or marine oil. So next one is micronutrient enriched eggs, that is vitamin or mineral enriched eggs. So for to claim as functional food, it should contain minimum 10 to 15% of recommended daily allowance. By always it is compared with 100 gram. Two eggs are compared with this one because for any nutrient comparison, we take 100 gram as standard. If you see 100 gram eggs, it is that is 2 eggs. They are good source of minerals like phosphorus, iron, and selenium. Vitamins like vitamin A, D, E, K, B12, riboflavin, niacin, folic acid, biotin, and pantothenic acid. So, which are the nutrients we can consider as which we can enrich and produce designer eggs? Overall, if you see, all fat soluble vitamins we can claim, vitamin A, D, E, K, and all we can claim for producing this designer eggs. Out of B complex, only folic acid, B12, and biotin we can claim. Then phosphorus, selenium, then for iron, zinc, and all. So you can increase more than 10%. Sometimes you can increase more than 30% also for producing this kind of designer eggs. In 100 gram egg, if you see vitamin A contains 35%, B 58%. Like this, different nutrients are available. Vitamin A enrichment is very easy. Lot of products are available. Like this, now vitamin A also there are a lot of alternatives available. So especially in European countries where there is very less sunshine, nowadays this vitamin D enriched eggs are available in the market. There it is in high demand. So everyone knows that vitamin D is a genetic term. It refers to D2 and D3. This D3 is cholecalciferol and D2 is ergocalciferol. Cholecalciferol is more potent, especially in poultry. Then actually by feeding this one, you can produce this vitamin D enriched eggs. The main functions, if you see, vitamin D is important for calcium and phosphorus metabolism, absorption, mobilization, and retention, and bone health. They improve this plasma calcium phosphorus levels. That improves nowadays for reducing diabetes, improving immunity. So vitamin D has important role. So these are all the important role you can see. Nowadays these vitamin D enriched eggs are available. So this actually enrichment is simple. By feeding this diet enriched with vitamin D in diet to laying hen, you can increase that vitamin D content. There is 10 to 20% increase, 10 to 20 times increase in vitamin D is reported in EQ. Another one is vitamin E enriched eggs. If you feed high levels of vitamin E in layers, so it is very good for layer also, layer health also. It enhances egg production. So it is used as an antioxidant by laying also. So it improves this antioxidant stress and all. It is especially Indian condition and where there is a very high stress level like summer stress and all. Improves laying performance, FCR, and body weight also. Then if it is supplemented with omega-3 fatty acid, it improves the stability and it reduces that off flavor or this kind of foul smell. In human, it improves the fertility, which is known to everyone. Then nowadays it is claimed decreases the risk of cancer. It reduces heart disease and improves immunity. So main role is in reproduction. So vitamin E enriched eggs are available throughout the world, especially in European countries. In India, very few packets companies they are producing this vitamin E enriched eggs. Another one is this water-soluble vitamin enrichment. So one standard egg, if you see, so it is a very, very good source of B12, biotin, and pantothenic acid. Then also good source of riboflavin, folate, and niacin. So these are all mainly concentrated in the yolk. Yes, only riboflavin it is present in albumin and also in yolk in equal concentration. But actually, egg does not contain vitamin C. Then enrichment of vitamin B12 is very easy. Our actually lab also we have done Dr. Panda and his group, they have done this work on enriching vitamin B12 content in egg. So we were able to increase vitamin B12 content by feeding nearly 12 weeks in the diet. So overall transfer efficiency of vitamins, if you see, very high efficiency you can see in vitamin A content. Vitamin E, riboflavin, pantothenic acid, biotin, and B12, the efficiency, transfer efficiency 40 to 50%. But at lower level of supplementation, this transfer efficiency will be 40 to 50%. When you supplement very, very high level, the transfer efficiency will decrease proportionally. So it is not a standard this parameter. Then actually transfer efficiency is very poor for vitamin K and thiamine, then medium for folacin and vitamin D3. So these are egg enrichment trace minerals. These are areas I am working with last 3 years. I am working in enriching egg with trace minerals, especially in iron, zinc, and selenium. So if you see trace minerals, they are mainly deposited in the yolk. Albumin it does not contain a very, very low quantity, less than 5 to 10% of minerals are present in albumin. Nearly 90 to 95% they are present in yolk. This enrichment you can get by supplementing the diet with trace minerals, either through organic form or through inorganic form. But inorganic form it may interfere with with other minerals like if it is cations, it may interfere with some. If iron means it may interfere with zinc, copper, or calcium, phosphorus, and all. Likewise, it may interfere with other nutrients like amino acids and the phytates also. So there are a lot of interactions is there. So it may reduce the bioavailability of other nutrients also. But organic form, their absorption mechanism is entirely different because peptide or amino acid may be combined with any peptide, or it may be a proteinate or amino acid complex. So its uptake mechanism is entirely different in the intestine. So there may not be interference with other minerals or vitamins or amino acids. So there will be better performance by animals. So the trace minerals which are studied to obtain enriched eggs are selenium, iodine, iron, and zinc. So most of the minerals they are present in egg yolk. Egg white, if you see, only sodium, chlorine, and potassium they are more in egg white. Remaining all the minerals they are present mainly in egg yolk. Mainly if you see iron, zinc, sulfur, copper, everything. Most of them they are present in egg yolk. So enrichment is through these dietary approaches, either minerals, whether if it is organic or inorganic, so you are feeding to animals, it will produce enriched egg. But it is not that much. There is a mucosal block theory is there. So whenever the mineral absorption is very low, actually less than the bioavailability of particular mineral is 5 to 15%. If that particular bird is deficient, there will be increase in intake, increase in bioavailability. But when there is a optimum that particular mineral is available in the diet, so that due to mucosal block theory and all, so that transfer to egg it will be very minimal only. So you have to find out the optimal level by supplementing with various combination of particular mineral. Then you have to optimize that particular concentration. Then you have to see other performance parameters like blood biochemical parameters and whether there is any effect on egg production or body weight and other things also, because there is possibility of interference with other minerals or nutrients. So we have worked on this iron enriched eggs. So why iron? Because now everyone is talking about this anemia. Anemia is the biggest problem in India. If you see, more than 50% of Indians are anemic. That anemia is very high in, especially in young children, less than 12 years of old, 12 years old children. The anemia level is more than 58% now recently. Earlier it was 70%, 72, 58% it has come down. But women, 2005 and all, if you see it, more than 58% women are deficient in anemic or deficient in iron content. This the only marginal change is there for the last 10 years. Though Government of India is actually giving free these tablets to all pregnant women or most of the lactating mother or women, there are a lot of programs by state government and central government to supplement with this kind of tablets, iron or folic acid rich tablets. But compliance is very low. Still, most of the women are, more than 50% of women are anemic. Then the prevalence, if you see, most of the, except Jammu Kashmir and northeastern states and Kerala, Karnataka, most of the states are highly deficient in this kind of, actually they are suffering from anemia. So in this, actually the Government of India is promoting a lot of biofortified, especially biofortified rice, then wheat, like this bakery products. Likewise, in animal products, iron enriched eggs may be one option. So this one, how you can increase that iron content in egg yolk. So there are some important considerations are there. So whether it is organic form or inorganic form, whether it will increase, interact with other minerals, then you have to see the particular age, strain of that. Because the age, if age improves, increases more than 60 weeks of age, that the transfer efficiency will be low. Likewise, some breeds, their transfer efficiency is better, some breeds it is low. And then also there are individual bird differences noticed. Then consistently, some birds produce, they may be same strain or same this one. Some produce slightly higher iron containing eggs compared to other this one. Then this iron enrichment was done initially by Korean group, by Park and group. They were able to increase 5 to 18%. Then afterwards, a lot of people have worked to increase iron content of eggs. So generally, it takes 10 to 15 days to increase the iron content of eggs. Sometimes for older chicken, it may take more than 1 month to increase the iron content. Usually, that iron content is ranges from 1.4 to 1.28 milligram per feed per 100 gram egg. It can maybe increase to 2.24 to around 3 milligram iron by supplementation of eggs. DPR we have done these 3 type of approaches to improve iron content of eggs. One is through different sources and through different dose levels actually. So initially we tried with inorganic minerals, then organic iron. Then we combined with a different kind of that intercorrelated minerals like iron, zinc, and copper. Then we tried with mineral absorption and retention enhancer like ascorbic acid, methionine, and all. By supplementing with these supplements, whether there is any substantial increase in iron content and all is studied. So this is the first experiment. This is old and we got that one only. So we supplemented with a different combination like 100 ppm, 200, 300. In organic, we studied 100, 150, 200, 300. So after feeding, this experiment was done for 10 weeks. In inorganic iron fed groups, there was an increase of 20 to 35%. In the organic fed groups, 32 to 42% we could increase the egg content. So maximum increase we observe is 2.80 milligram per 100 gram egg. The particular weeks we have observed slightly more than 3.2 milligram also. So overall, if you average, if you take, it is 2.8 we got. That the inorganic ferrous, when we supplement, there is a actually it affected other parameters also, like total protein or calcium phosphorus. Then another one approach is we tried with different kind of inorganic iron, zinc, and copper, so that because now iron interface with zinc and copper also. So these are also somewhat older eggs only. So this one actually dose level 150 ppm Fe, zinc 70, copper 25. Then these three combination and two mineral combination we tried. In this, all the three combinations, if you feed Fe, zinc, copper, all together, so there was a substantial 46% increase in this egg iron content we could achieve. Compared to control, it was 1.88 to 2.75. So nearly 46% increase. Other this one, either alone or this one, either alone it was 26% increase. Remaining thing it was lower. Then this actually experiment, there was improvement in hog unit also in combination supplementation. Next experiment we did is with ascorbic acid or methionine supplementation. So these are all the actually we took inorganic Fe 250 ppm, then ascorbic acid 0.3 gram, then methionine is 2.5 gram. This either individually or in combination we tried. So in this actually there was not some substantial increase we can say. So more or less similar increase. Fe 250 also we could get around 27-28%. So it increased to 37%, which is but statistically not checking it. So there is not substantial improvement, but that laying performance improved due to vitamin C supplementation. So these vitamin E enriched eggs we produced. So we initially sold at this one also, our campus also. Then next one is nowadays due to corona and all. So everyone knows about the importance of zinc. Zinc is important for metabolism of various nutrients, protein or energy. Everything zinc is very important. It is a component of most of the enzymes also. So very important. Most of the zinc is present in yolk only. So we tried to increase by supplementing with organic or inorganic zinc. So organic zinc we use the zinc proteinate. So inorganic zinc is zinc sulfate. So 4 different combinations we tried for 40, 80, 120, 160 ppm. So actually there is a 20 to 31% increase in zinc content we could observe in different groups. So there was not much difference between inorganic or organic zinc. But in other parameters, if you see the organic zinc, it was better. So we could increase maximum 31% this one. Initial 4th or 5th week, that increase was higher. But after 5th, 6th week, it stabilizes. After 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th week, more or less slightly it reduces from the peak zinc content. Another one is this selenium enrichment. So 5-10 years before actually from DPR, our actually seniors, they have done a lot of work on selenium enrichment. They were able to double or triple or they could increase up to 5 times that selenium content and this one. Yeah. It is very easy to increase selenium content. Selenium requirement is also very low. The only thing is selenium toxicity level and this level is very narrow. So that everyone has to take care. But this selenium enriched egg is one of the very popular food throughout the world. More than I think earlier more than 25 countries they produce and market the selenium enriched eggs. Especially communist countries in Eastern Europe, they regularly consume this kind of selenium enriched eggs. So it is important for stress busting, for improving antioxidant properties, this antioxidant capability of human being. So usually on yearly contains 5 microgram of selenium. It can be increased up to maybe 20 to 30 microgram selenium per day. So everyone knows about the importance of selenium. It is important antioxidant. So it has multiple roles, like it improves immunity. It is important actually nutrient supplemented whenever there is this cancer issue or other things. That improves thyroid function and improves fertility. So that inorganic sources which our people tried were that sodium selenite and sodium selenite. Likewise, selenium in organic sources, mainly the selenium enriched is very popular. Especially some companies, they are marketing this one. It is very popular. They are producing selenium enriched this eggs by using the selenium enriched yeast product. But the selenium enriched eggs are very safe to consume. This kind of enriched eggs are available in throughout the world. You can see this side a lot of countries which produce this kind of selenium enriched eggs. Another one is nowadays in European countries, they are producing this kind of iodine enriched eggs because now iodine is important constituent of thyroid hormones, particularly T3. So actually, human diet is deficient in iodine. In India, by iodized salt, we are able to solve most of the problems of iron deficiency. So in India, it may not be that much useful, but in foreign countries, especially European countries, they are using, they are producing and marketing this kind of iodine enriched eggs. So overall, if you see, you can increase selenium, iodine, iron, and zinc. You can the enriched eggs more than 4 to 5 times you can increase selenium, iron 3 to 4 times, iron 1 to 2 times, then zinc also, zinc and chromium also you can increase. Here the these eggs 100 grams standard egg, it may contain this kind of nutrients. Nowadays in European and USA and Japan, this carotenoid enrichment has become a very hot topic and all. So a lot of companies are producing in India also, especially South India also, that carotenoid enriched eggs are available in market. Especially for elderly population who are suffering from a lot of this one retinal problem or any kind of eye problem. So most of the people, they are suggesting to increase egg intake to improve eyesight. So carotenoids, they are scavengers of other reactive oxygen species. So mainly this one is lycopene, lutein, zeaxanthin, and riboflavin. So by supplementing in diet, this one egg contains this kind of this one carotenoids. By consuming these eggs, so you can improve the carotenoid status of body. Ultimately, it is useful for reducing diabetic retinopathy and other kind of eye problems. So first, carotenoid enriched eggs, beneficial effects you see. So it acts as antioxidant and anti-carcinogenic agent. It plays important role to safeguard the retina. So it is responsible for attractive color of yolk. Nowadays, actually, bioavailability of carotenoids from fruits, vegetables, seaweeds are limited. So by feeding these products to eggs, you can produce enriched eggs. Enriched that bioavailability from eggs are better for human beings. So it is available in market. Though it is costly, so most of the people, they are using consuming eggs to improve eye health. So how you can increase this lutein or this carotenoid produce carotenoid enriched eggs? So mainly by supplementing with either byproducts from various industries like fruit industry, flower industry. These are all contain a lot of carotenoids. Then like seaweeds and algae also, by feeding this one, you can increase this carotenoid content in eggs. So some researchers, they have reported beta carotene can be increased by 2-fold, then lutein by 25-fold and zeaxanthin by 15-fold. Then nowadays, recently, some companies are marketing this kind of antioxidant enriched eggs. Some herbal enriched eggs like that, different companies are marketing. So mainly they are supplementing with vitamin E, selenium, carotenoids, and all. Then either through actually herbal origin or synthetic supplementation they are supplementing, then they are producing. So another one important aspect is the immunomodulating eggs. It is in primitive research, this one. So nowadays they are claiming, a lot of people are claiming you can produce some, instead of vaccine, you can produce this kind of antibodies enriched eggs, which can be used as replacement for vaccines and all, especially antiviral or for against virus. So these eggs contain important compounds like lysozyme, globulin, and antibodies. By feeding some kind of either omega-3 fatty acid, antioxidant, or herbal enriched this one, we can produce this kind of immunoglobulin enriched eggs, which can be used for improving the health status of immunosuppressed patients and for other young children. So major issues, if you see, so overall, if we have seen that how to produce and all, then major drawback or major typical area in this production of designer or enriched eggs, first of all, safety it should be ensured because quality should not be compromised. Because keeping quality is lower means it may lead to microbial contamination or other things. It may lead to ultimately consumer may not accept, it may lead to other kind of complications. Then whatever you are feeding, it should not interact with other nutrients. Then keeping quality is important issue. Then regulatory issues, still FSSAI do not have any regulation for this enriched eggs. They are planning to come up with these regulations, but still it is not there. But most of the companies, they are claiming FSSAI certification and that, but still FSSAI has clarified they have not still given any certification for this designer eggs. Then acceptability in actually nowadays this one everyone is against chemical use of chemical or this kind of modern poultry eggs. So that acceptability is one important issue in marketing of this. Then affordability, cost is more or less, if egg is 5 to 6 rupees, it may cost it double the price. So that is one important issue in commercial production or large scale production of eggs. So SWOT analysis, if you see, what are the strengths for producing this kind of designer eggs? There is worldwide acceptance of eggs. Eggs as nutrient, as a balanced food. Every culture, every nation, most of the people they are accepting except these pure vegans. Then they are considered as good for good source of protein, vitamins, and minerals. It is very easy to produce this kind of designer eggs. Then you can produce a new eggs like bioactive ingredients enriched, immunoglobulin enriched eggs and all. Then clinical health benefits are clinically proven. Not many studies, because not conducting study by feeding, giving eggs is somewhat easier than other nutrients and all, other supplements or drugs and all. So these are the basic strengths of this production of this egg designer egg or modified eggs. But the major weakness is still most of the population or most of the medical communities against eggs actually due to this cholesterol issue. Still it is not settled. Though USDA, they have modified this cholesterol recommendation and that. Now they are claiming that cholesterol is not a big issue and all. But still it is a big issue for commercial and these consumers. Then you cannot differentiate with enriched egg with normal egg. If it is white or this brown egg, so you cannot differentiate. There is no outer differentiation. So you can for claiming difference in nutrient composition. Then there are particular people. So there are those who are deadly against this kind of functional foods. Anything natural, anything against natural, artificial, it is not acceptable for some communities. Then this needs a lot of investment in R&D. Then marketing also, it needs separate packing, separate this one. you have to market it, you have to properly label it, everything. So it involves lot of cost and other things. Then nearly 5 to 10% of population is allergic to eggs. So that is also one important issue. Then opportunities we see, these are all healthy source of nutrients. Omega-3, actually omega-3 deficiencies universal, most of the people, they are deficient in this omega-3. So it is a good opportunity to give market omega-3 enriched eggs. Then new bioactive components are as replacement for eggs. In future, there is possibility of developing eggs with bioactive components. Then there is actually increased acceptability by most of the state or this one. Then threats to this industry, if you see, there is no proper regulation. Suddenly, government may come up with regulations to ban all this kind of artificial or modifying from natural this one. Then there is competition from other sources because nowadays a lot of people are developing vegetarian alternative for the eggs or meat. So that is also one of the important topics. Then poultry, actually bird flu or any other disease occurs, so it leads to a lot of changes in consumer food behavior and collapse of industry for something. That is. The companies, if you see, so most of the companies which are marketing eggs, they are also marketing this kind of designer eggs. There is a North America one Pilgrim's Pride, that is the largest producer of poultry products with this designer eggs. They are producing different combination of eggs, vitamin E, vitamin D, or omega-3 enriched eggs and mineral enriched eggs. Like this, different companies in Germany, Spain, or most of the Eastern European or Western European countries, they are producing these enriched eggs. In India, if you see, especially South Hyderabad and Namakkal area, there are a lot of companies are producing this kind of enriched eggs. If you see big player like Suguna, they are marketing DHA enriched, vitamin D enriched, antioxidant enriched, and carotenoid enriched eggs. Likewise, in Panipat, Karnal, that area, Haryana, Punjab area, some companies, they are marketing this kind of herbal omega-3 eggs and other eggs. Most of the eggs are sold to more than 10 to 15 rupees per egg in supermarkets. So, conclusion, future research areas, if you by manipulating the diet of egg with these feed supplements, we can produce value added or health promoting chicken, egg or meat. The enriched eggs or meat with omega-3 fatty acid is very easy to achieve. So before marketing or developing a big market for this kind of designer eggs, it is important to consider safety and quality of this kind of modified eggs. Then actually a lot of companies with very this kind of various claims, they are coming up with in market without checking for quality and that. So there should be consistent quality, otherwise consumer may not accept this kind of products. Then this functional food may change the attitude of people towards egg, because now earlier egg is considered as a cholesterol rich this one. So most of the people, they were avoiding eggs. Due to this omega-3 fatty acid enriched or vitamin enriched eggs, so it will change the image of egg. So there will be increase in egg consumption. So overall, if you see, so functional foods, whether it is a plant product or animal product, there is a global market is increasing. So there is expansion in global market for this kind of functional foods. So new kind of foods may come with enriched with different kind of bioactive components and that. So this needs to be identified, studied, and marketed. Thank you. I think I have covered most of the things, I think. Now we can discuss.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for such an extensive lecture on the designer nutrient enriched eggs. And shall we take the questions now, sir? There are a few questions in the chat box.
Yes.
So the first question is from Suresh Ramalingam. He's asking, sir, please tell the safe dietary upper or safe limit of nutrients like omega-3 rich, vitamin A, D, E, and B12, etc. for the designer egg production.
Safe
Safe dietary
level in
upper
diet,
limit.
whether safe level in feeding to poultry or
Sir, feeding to poultry, sir.
mm,
Dietary feeding level, sir.
still it is not clear actually. There are a lot of tests are there. It is not easy to tell this is a safe level and all. But most of the times actually, whatever we are feeding, actually, if you see NRC 1994, there are toxin levels for each vitamins and minerals are available in NRC. So you can refer that one. So beyond that toxic level, you cannot feed to birds. Below that level, it is okay. But for standardizing, because our the aim is to produce that enriched eggs, that particular enrichment. So you have to standardize in your farm or your research area, because there is a lot of factors are involved in that. It is not easy to tell particular because so European countries they are reporting different levels and our Indian countries, Indian researchers they are reporting different levels. But the iron and all if you see, so for poultry, for inorganic means it is better not to go beyond 200 ppm. For organic, it is not, you can go beyond 200 ppm, but it is not increasing the egg content. So 100 to 200 gram to 200 ppm, you can plant and feed it. Like as GMT, if you see, 80 to 120 milligram of zinc is enough to produce enriched egg. Like as selenium also each this one. So it is difficult to tell a particular level. Those it is very difficult.
Okay, sir. So the next question is from the same person. He's asking, please tell your view about the fate of functional nutrients after cooking of eggs.
So functional nutrient, mineral, there is no issue at all. So minerals, it won't be affected. Only thing is this omega-3 fatty acid and this one antioxidant, especially vitamin A, C is not there. So vitamin A, D, E, there is some actually their level, there is loss in that content. When you are cooking and all, there will be definitely loss. But when you are continuously taking, it will improve the health of human being or people who are taking the eggs regularly. But there is loss, that is true. Especially for omega-3 fatty acid and fat soluble lipids.
Okay, sir. So then he is again asking that, as you said, mucosal block theory play an important role in the iron absorption. How extra iron supplementation is useful for the iron enriched egg production? Please explain the mechanism, sir.
So actually, mucosal block theory, mucosal block is not only for iron, so it interferes with a lot of cations also. Whenever you are increasing in that, there is no 100% transfer to egg, but you can stabilize in particular level actually. So we are able to, most of not only us, some researchers from actually Korea and European countries, they were able to stabilize around, for inorganic, around 200 milligram you can increase that level. Then if you are supplementing with some other minerals also like zinc and copper, if you are feeding inorganic, if you feed with a few zinc, copper together, all three together, so you can slightly increase that bypass that you cannot say bypass. So you can increase that this iron content in the eggs. Likewise, for organic, this one, there is not much is known about that mechanism. So it increases, but the increase level is only 30 to 40%. If it is 1.4 to 1.8 milligram, it increases to 2.4 to around 3.2 milligram in per 100 gram. So beyond that, you are increasing the level in diet 100 milligram instead of 100 ppm. If you are increasing to 1000 ppm, there is no increase to maybe 10 milligram or 15 milligram. It won't increase like that. It increases only that much. Only you can increase up to 3.2 milligram. So that level you can increase.
Okay, thank you, sir. Then, sir, next question is from Jagadishan Krishnan. He's asking, how can consumers identify whether a given egg is normal one or designer egg by appearance?
No, there is no method today. You have to analyze on see. There is no method.
Okay, sir. And he's asking, the strength of egg is which cannot be either altered or adulterated. But the designer egg try to break this very fundamental fact. Your opinion, please.
No, you can modify only one particular nutrient or only very narrow level only you can modify. So substantially you cannot modify that one. So actually fat soluble vitamin you can increase substantially, but especially vitamin A, D, you can increase to very high level. But that level which we are increasing most of the time, it won't affect human health or anything.
Okay, sir. I think these are the all questions in the chat box. If anybody wants to ask any other question, they can unmute themselves and ask from sir directly.
Yes, excuse me, madam.
Yes, sir.
May I ask one question?
Yes.
Sir,
Yes.
I recently came across a news on egg consuming. It was said that consuming an egg that is readily available in the market is not healthy, and consuming an egg is equal to have 10 cigarettes. That much of toxicity it is having. Sir, in this regard, please.
These are all non-scientific persons in WhatsApp and this one. YouTube, you can see so many kind of claim like plastic eggs, so many things and all. It does not have any scientific value and all. There are a lot of vegan group, those who are opposed to non-vegetarian food and all. They will come up with so many kind of different theories and all. There is no scientific basis for that. So veterinary universities, different states, they have the issue. So many steps on still some YouTubers, they are coming up with this kind of claims. There is no scientific basis as far as I know.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes.
Okay, sir. So there are a few more questions. There is one question from Shantamil Pandyan. Thank you so much for your excellent presentation of designer egg. He's thanking you, sir. Then again from Dr. Suresh Ramalingam, there is one question. Sir, if the mineral enriched eggs accidentally kept for hatching, normal habitability is possible?
Sorry, ma'am. Normal hatchability.
Okay. He has written wrongly, that is hatchability.
Our farm, there was no difference in hatchability. So whatever I have gone through, because literature it is not there, it is not available. But whatever we have done in our farm only, there is no issue of hatchability. So because now it is in milligram only, and also if you see, so 1.4 to 2 milligram, 2.5 milligram or 3 milligram, it does not affect any. Whatever we have seen, there is no difference in hatchability.
Okay, thank you, sir. Any other participants who wants to ask question from sir? So I think this is all for today. Thank you so much, sir. We are grateful to you for accepting our request to deliver a lecture on this platform. And again, thankful to you to prepone your lecture on such a short period of time. and for sharing your valuable knowledge and time with our participants. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you,
Thanks.
sir. Really,
A very useful and attractive presentation having beautiful photographs explaining the nutritious eggs that too the designer. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving me an opportunity. So, because I don't know, I have covered everything because it was short notice. So I
You-
thought I should manage only this much.
You covered very
Individually we can cover many areas because it is a vast topic. So different areas are there, different this one is there. So at least I think I try to incorporate many things. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, RBSS.
Right.
Thank you, sir. Right.
Thanks, Aditya.
You're welcome, sir.
You say something to Majid?
Mr. Majid is here.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm here. Okay, thank you, everyone. If there are no questions, we can all leave and consider it a day.
Okay, then we can gather tomorrow at 11 a.m.
Yeah.
For the next
Tomorrow is Sunday, I guess.
Okay, so sir, for assignment.
You would want to share the assignment on the WhatsApp group so that they could all work.
Okay, sir.